Madam Speaker, before I ask my questions, I would like to refer to Honorable Sajid Patel's comment on Tuesday when he referred to the 19th May 2000 event. And I would like to remind our honorable members that when we utter a word or do any actions within our parliament, we must consider that this will be recorded in history and it will be for the benefit of our future generations as recorded. And we should take an initiative to look up at the clock, look at the date and the time, and make sure that what you do, you will be proud of when it comes to our future generation. Madam Speaker, if I may quote from the Bible, in the Bible it says the word of God is like a double-edged sword, which means it cuts forward and also cuts backward. Madam Speaker.
Your question, please.
Madam Speaker, I would like to ask question 126 of 2015 under my name, and my question is directed towards the Minister of Defence. Can the Minister inform the House what measures have been taken by the Fiji Police Force to improve its service delivery? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. I invite the Honourable Minister for Defence, National Security and Immigration to have the floor.
Madam Speaker, Honourable Leader of the Opposition, Honourable Members of Parliament. This is going to be a very difficult question to answer, but I'll try to answer the question. The Commissioner of Police continues to prioritize the area of service delivery, as he views his customers as his stakeholders who are important members of the fight against crime. I would like to identify the measures that have been taken. First, training of its officers of all ranks of the force at the Fiji Police Academy, as well as the training of cadres in the various policing divisions. The recent internal recruitment. We may be aware that we have about 2,000 special constable. The intent is to have this special constable go through the whole process of being trained, and at the moment there are 120 under training, special constables being done, so that upskilling of officers who are already been serving in the force but had no formal training is also a priority area, as most of those in the front line officers serving our communities. Madam Speaker, officers have been directed to ensure reports are attended to promptly, as the issue of poor response has been one of the main contributors of complaints against the police. Providing feedbacks to complaints in a timely manner has also been reinforced to officers, as this is another contributor to complaints against police. The existence of, we have now an internal affairs unit, which is directly under the watchful eye and command of the Commissioner Office, ensure all complaints received against police services and officers are investigated by an independent unit. Before this establishment, some of the investigation was not done properly, and now that we have the internal affairs unit, most of the investigations are done with the watchful eye of the Commissioner. Madam Speaker, recently the issue of alleged police brutality was highlighted in the media, and last week station officers from the 4 policing divisions attended a two-day workshop generously facilitated by the International Committee of the Red Cross, focusing on international policing standards and exercise of police power. We are going through a transition, and we are conducting the training to uplift the standard of performance of police officers. This will enable the station officers to better monitor the work of officers under their command and ensure they execute their duties with the confines of the law. The publication of the divisional police commanders and the divisional command centers contact numbers so that members of the public can call their respective divisional commanders directly if they are not satisfied. Later on, I'll give you their numbers. Satisfied with the services rendered by officers at their police station and community posts. Madam Speaker, the Commissioner of Police has just recently conducted the first of a series of public Talanoa sessions in the Northern Division, where he was accompanied by members of the inner core team to get interaction with the public on issues in regard to police complaints. The Commissioner of Police also engaged the media to address issues, as this has been the trend lately, where members of the public who have not been happy with the Fiji Police Services have opted to voice their concerns purely out of frustration that officers have not been dealing with their complaints seriously. Madam Speaker, there are many challenges facing the Fiji Police Force. However, this is not an excuse for poor services delivery, as all Fijians have high expectation on what is required of every police officer, irrespective of rank. As I mentioned before, we are going through a transition and we are conducting the training. We would like to lift the standard to international standard. The Commissioner of Police remains focused on improving the areas mentioned and also has an open door policy with any member of the public who is not satisfied with the services rendered by the Fiji Police Force. Before I conclude, Madam Speaker, I would like to mention here, so that everybody can take a pen and put down the number of the free toll number of the police is 132-777, 132-777, for any complaints or assistance. And the police divisional commissioners' numbers are in the north, 9905-827, 9905-827. These are the police commanders. Commander Eastern is 9905-846. Commander Western is 9905-216, 9905-216, and the Southern Division 9905-802. If you are not satisfied with the service provided by 132-777, you can call the divisional police commanders directly. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary question, Dr. Bim.
Supplementary, Madam Speaker, I thank the Honourable Minister for his elaborate answer with respect to how he thinks the services are being improved within the police department. Let me just ask him a very specific question. I understand that the police department now leases vehicle, and if you listen to the radio talkback show, Madam Speaker, you hear almost everyday complaints about police not being able to attend to complaints because they don't have vehicles. And there was also a police officer, a police representative on a radio talkback show who admitted that because vehicles are leased, and when leased vehicles go for repair, police stations or police department or officers wanting to attend complaints don't have vehicles. So can the Minister inform the House how will he, or what are his plans to address the shortage of vehicles and also timely attendance to complaints from the public?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, in regards to the vehicles issue, we are in consultation with the Minister of Finance, and we mentioned to him that the number of vehicles that we are lacking, and we would like to provide all that to the police stations. Priority is now given to the rural areas for every police post to have a police vehicle. And I hope that very soon that we're going to provide, we are planning that we need at least about more than 30 vehicles. But the process in place. Please bear with us.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Honourable William Ngavoka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just interesting, on the other side, my honourable member from Kandavu quotes from the Bible, this side applauds. Where our side quotes from the Bible, that side scoffs. Madam Speaker, For the police, the report by the Honourable Minister is welcome. The morale of the police is very important. And we believe the total well-being of the fraternity of the police is very important to keep the morale high. Can I ask the Minister, we are getting representation from people who retired last year who are still waiting for their final payout. Where are we on that? Thank you.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, it's a new question, but I have to answer it anyway. It's been finalized, and the last list I received this week that the payments will be done immediately of about 3.3 million. But the department is also working on the payment of outstanding police constable overtime. That is another 3 or 4 million. And also the allowances for police officers. Those are the pending ones that we are working on. So I think by the end of this month, everything will be paid. Outstanding job evaluation exercise, outstanding payment to be done to the police officers in regards to police constables for their overtime, I think.
Thank you. I now give the floor, the last supplementary question, to the Honourable Michael Lewere.
Madam Speaker, given the nature of the work, I would like to ask the Honourable Minister for Defence, given the nature of the work of the police force, are there plans to establish councillor positions in all divisions in order to assist them with their work? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Sorry, can you repeat your question, please?
Counselling services and positions to be established in the police force to assist police officers in terms of their workload.
Sorry, the first part of your question was not very clear. Can you just repeat the whole question?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Given the nature of the work of the police, are there plans to establish councillors' positions in the police force in terms of like counselling, psychology, and all those kind of things, Madam Speaker?
When they stress, they want a massage like this.
Massage me quoi?
I give the floor to the Honourable Minister.
I thank the Honourable Member for the questions. As I mentioned before, we are doing the training program for all officers, and counselling is part of it. As I mentioned that the Red Cross was part of our training. I mentioned in my answering the question, and that consultation with Red Cross are in place for them to be trained to counsel. As I mentioned before, we are going through a transition period to what was then before and now, and then we are trying to uplift the standard of our police officers to international standard, and counseling is also involved. I thank you.
Thank you. Since the question is to do with public importance, I will allow another question. I invite the Honourable Ratu Lalambalavu to ask his question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the Honourable Minister for his replies to the questions that have been raised regarding the improvement of the police force's service delivery. And the question that I would like to raise is, this is in regard to the role of the Banua, the communities, Madam Speaker. We have been playing our part here, especially in the eradication of marijuana and all that, and we've aired our views and decisions to the police force. And yet, when anything happens, the community of the Banua are still being asked to play their role. But we've made our decision, especially in how best can the police force, the question that I would like to raise, Madam Speaker, is how best can the police force follow up with some of the decisions that we've made, like to stop people from growing marijuana or being involved in marijuana in the province of the Obanrobe. We, the chiefs, have decided, I think those are not registered in the VKB here be moved across to another place if they're heavily involved in this. Because it brings a bad image of the whole Vanua and the province, Madam Speaker. So how can the police force improve on the services by ensuring that whatever decision the Vanua has made can be taken through? Because most of the time it says the village bylaws are not effective or are not legal. So what's the
Thank you.
message then that you have to improve your service delivery?
I invite the Honourable Minister to respond to the question.
I thank the honourable member for the questions. At the moment, we are doing a review of the community policing. And to answer the question, the police officers are working on what what is legal. Any issues in regards to the Vanua is the Vanua authority. The police officers cannot act on that. If it can be legalized, I don't know, but I'm not a lawyer, I don't know how to do it. But that is the catch. What's being done at the moment is that you mentioned, your honourable member mentioned something about the demarcation of the villages. I think it should be completed very soon, and where the bylaws will be in place. We are in the process, the government is in the process of doing that. But until and unless the Vanua authority, the police officers are only acting on what is the legal authority. That is a catch that we won't be able to facilitate, honourable member.
Thank you.